Hey, we're doing the Facebook Live and the podcast again today after a brief hiatus, getting ready for our big move down to downtown Kansas City. Auto Alert moving our world corporate headquarters. So a few more Facebook Lives and podcasts here from Raytown, Missouri, part of Kansas City, one of the little towns, little cities connected to Kansas City on the east side, on the Missouri side. My name is Joey Little, but you know that if you are watching the Facebook Live, because we are connected on Facebook, but if you're listening to podcasts, also known as Social Little Man, with some topics and discussions that we can have here on Facebook Live. Unfortunately, those of you listening to the podcast do not get to give your 2 cents. But you can in the comments, whether it be on YouTube, whether you're on SoundCloud, or whether you're listening to the podcast. So today we're going to talk about social media engagement versus social media acknowledgement. A big kind of I think it's something that's hidden, that's in social, whether it be on Facebook, whether it be on Twitter, whether it be on any kind of site. When you're putting content out there, the difference between engagement, which can be overall everything. I mean, if somebody will like, a comment, a share, a retweet, etc., versus acknowledgement. And we live in a world now with social media, so much data and so much content that's coming through your news feed, whether it be on Facebook, whether it be on Twitter. Thanks to everybody for joining. I see Brooke just jumped in, Matt Koenig. By the way, Rockstar Automotive, our auto conference was pretty awesome. Liked it. And speaking of that, speaking of liking things, so here's the difference. This is what we're running into. And let's set the problem first. The problem is that you're putting a lot of content. You're doing this for a business reason, a professional reason. You're putting a lot of content out there on social, whether you're trying to sell cars, whether you're trying to sell road in the fields, whether you're trying to sell something, sell your services. And the thing is that people just want to be nice. If they're connected to you, they just want to be nice. And what do I mean by that? The difference between engagement, look at the pencil today, right? The difference between engagement and acknowledgement. Engagement is if you take an article or a link to your website or something that there's a click through. Hello, Nicole from Minnesota. Hello, girl. The difference in engagement is when you actually have a click through to the article that you're posting or the landing page or anything that you're posting on social. You're getting that click through. Acknowledgement is the fact that people now, and they have been for a long time, are just trying to be nice or just trying to show you that they are paying attention, just trying to let you know, hey, I saw your stuff, right? And what they'll do is they'll give you a like, they'll give you a comment, and what this really sets this apart and really makes it upfront is when people post something and they notice and nobody actually reads the article because the comments go completely against anything that's in the article. They just went right off of whatever the title of the article or the title of the video or something like that, and they based all engagement off of just that. And so how does this cause a problem? Because the problem is set because the metrics that are being looked at by by somebody who's using social media for professional reasons. Hello, Heather. Welcome. Likes, comments, and shares have been the metric KPIs or whatever you may say for social media for a long time, right? So if you put a post out there on a Facebook page or you put a post out there on your own personal, your KPI, your key performance indicators are if you get a lot of likes or if you get a lot of comments, then naturally that means that it was a successful post, right? But if you're posting things that you're trying to drive traffic, which you should if you're doing it for a business page, or if you're trying to sell something, goods and services, there should always be a path to your website or to a form that somebody can fill out to get more information, et cetera, et cetera. And the problem is that those likes and those comments are not matching the click-through rate for what you're putting online. So I see this a lot in the car industry or in the automotive retail industry is that you'll see a dealer, just a normal salesperson working the floor, will take a piece of inventory from their website. Hello again, Klaus from Germany. They'll take a piece of inventory. They'll take the URL for a vehicle description page. So those of you not in automotive retail, a VDP, as you may say, a vehicle description page is when you get into the website and you actually look at a specific vehicle. So if you do a search on their website and look up a 2016 Ford F-150, and then you go specifically look for one piece of inventory, one specific blue F-150, that is the VDP. That is the vehicle description page. It gives you all the information you need on that piece of inventory. Well, so salespeople are taking those VDPs and they're putting them on their Facebook or they're putting them in the LinkedIn, and people are liking them. People will like the post, but the problem is those same people aren't going to the website. They're acknowledging the fact that they see a post from somebody that they're trying to connect or stay connected to, or for some reason they want to be able to. Let me back up a little bit. We'll get a little personal here. It happens a lot when people are thirsty. You know what thirsty means? So a lot of dudes get nailed for this a lot. If you're a lady that's on Facebook and you post something, you're going to get likes from what we call thirsty dudes, man. And those are just guys that are trying to get your attention. They don't care what you're posting. They're just going to like it because they want you to acknowledge the fact that they looked at your stuff, right? Oh, they must care. They must give a crap, or how sweet, or whatever it is. So they are just putting those false likes or those false comments out there without actually clicking on the content and going to where you want to serve them up. How do we fix that? Well, one, you just got to look at the content you're putting out there. Two, you're just going to have to deal with it. It just happens. It happens a lot, but you can't. The end result here is you cannot judge your social postings, your KPIs, off of likes, comments, and shares. It just cannot happen that way. You cannot do that. I mean, I can go on. Let me look at it right now. So this has been kind of a fun thing. About close to a month ago, I went to LinkedIn and I posted side-by-side profile pictures of myself, 2 headshots. And I asked, my LinkedIn kind of, network, which one of these do you think I should be using for my headshot? Branding purposes, et cetera, et cetera. Is it A or is it B? That post right now, I got it pulled up right now, has had 13,546 comments. It's had 2,750 likes. And I think that the total reach, the total engagement factor was right around 2.7 million. So LinkedIn is telling me that close to 2.7 million people saw my post on LinkedIn. Now, that doesn't mean jack squat. It doesn't mean jack squat at all. Now, for my ego, to rub my ego, that's about as far as it goes. It's just like, oh my God, look, that many people, I got that much attention. Which, if you know me, I kind of enjoyed that. But what does that bring for sales for Auto Alert? What does that bring for awareness of Auto Alert? Now I can go back on the back end and I can see how many people clicked through my Google Analytics to see how many people actually clicked over from LinkedIn organically to Auto Alert, to an index page, etc., or whatever it is. And it's tough. It's tough to judge that metrics because we also do run ads on LinkedIn. I got a pixel on there that will pick that stuff up. But the organic stuff that's coming over, what is the end result? What is there? What it is? So if you're a home-based business and you're selling makeup or you're selling It Works wraps or whatever the hell those things are, shakes or whatever it is, and you're putting links out there for people to check it out more, you need to know how many people are actually clicking through to your stuff, right? And this is where we get into kind of a quandary of what we like to call conversion. So the stuff that you're putting online that's driving traffic to a landing page or somewhere for you're asking these people to make a decision to do more, where they're putting their information, what it is to buy something right there in the moment. What's the conversion of the people that came over to your website that actually did something while they're on your website? So there's lots of different areas here that you have to pay attention to. And that first one is the traffic to the website. Is the content that you're putting on social media, are you just getting more, I'm a married man, can I still be engaged and not be considered a cheater? Absolutely not, HR. You're just a dirtbag. That's how it works. You can't be engaged. You got to stay off Facebook. No, of course you can. I appreciate that. HR Cook coming in from Iowa. So you look at the conversions or you look at the metrics of your click-through rate, your CTR of your posts that you're putting on. So let's take HR Cook, right? I know HR runs an event center, right? He did back in my hometown. And if his, let's just use the Kansas Expo Center. If the Kansas Expo Center in their own Facebook profile, their Facebook business page is putting up all the concerts that are going to be happening and a link that goes back to, expocenter.com, or was it Sexpo? It was kind of funny how it came out. KSEXPO, K-Sexpo. What is the traffic he's actually driving? Because you may get, if he puts an announcement out there that Hall & Oates, is going to be playing. I only bring up Hall & Oates just because they just announced a tour like a week ago. So it's not like I have Hall & Oates on the brain but I love them. Hey, what's happening? So he could put out that Hall & Oates is coming to, I think he's in Des Moines now, to his, event center or the Kansas Expo Center, and he could get 7,000 likes to that post because there are a lot of Hall & Oates fans out there. There's a lot of Hall & Oates fans out there. Now, it used to be that if a user would like a post from a Facebook page, then that post would probably show up in the news feed. So all the people, their friends are connected to the person that actually liked it, would then see that Joey Little liked so-and-so, so-and-so's post on Facebook. That's not the truth anymore because there's just so much content that's going to your Facebook news feed now that those Joey like this is kind of going by the wayside because there's so much other traffic that in content that's there. So out of those 7,000 people that liked, the Kansas Expo Center's post about Hall & Oates coming to town, how many has actually clicked through on that link in the post and landed on the website? That's the KPI that you need to know. That click-through rate. That's the first step, is how many are just engaging and doing something, and how many are just acknowledging the fact like, oh my God, Hall & Oates is awesome, right? Didn't read anything else except for the post, except for saying Hall & Oates now coming to Des Moines, Iowa. And that's enough. Excuse me. But that first KPI is how many people that click-through rate. And there's software out there that can create these trackable links. We do one here at AutoAlert. It's through a piece of software that we do that posts all the social rate. It's tracked. So if a dealership is posting a piece of inventory to their Facebook, they can see actually how many people clicked through and landed. I know Google's got something. There's Bitly's out there too. But you can track exactly how many click-throughs you got. So separating the engagement from just acknowledgement. And then the second step is how it's converting on your website. Once they've clicked through it and they landed on the Hall & Oates page on your website, and if they want to get more information, or if you want them to sign up for a newsletter so you can send them more information in the future of other concerts coming, or if you simply want them to buy frickin' tickets right there at that moment, that's your next step and that's your conversion. So you've got a couple different, numbers there, and they're gonna go down. You're gonna have like 7,000 likes, and then maybe 100 people went to your website, and then maybe 12 people bought tickets and 20 people signed up for your newsletter. So that is the basic path to the website when it comes to social selling. The thing is you cannot get in the ether when you've got something like 2.7 million views to your LinkedIn post, like yours truly did, when there's really no end result to it. All that does is it expands my brand a bit, and that's about it, and feeds my ego. So remember end results. Remember to track the click-through rates through your posts, and try not to get hyped in the ego game when it comes to social. Just try not to. Social media was built for ego-driven people, and maybe not narcissists, but people that just kind of like that attention. And it's there. I mean, not all, but most. So as long as you don't get caught up in the likes, comments game, shares are cool because, then it allows other people to see it. And maybe drive some more traffic. But think of your call to actions when you're posting on social media. Don't be afraid to tell people to click the link in the post to find out more information. I think something just went out. I did this morning for AutoAlert. We're hiring quite a bit at AutoAlert. So every week we like to, I like to put out the post. I think we have about 12 open positions right now at AutoAlert. So I'm going to take a little quick look on the Facebook for AutoAlert. So it was a career post about 4 hours ago. And and there's a call to action in it that says, apply today, click below, and also put in there, please share. That never hurts to do that either. Just asking people to share it, asking people to click, and then make sure you track the link on the back end just to see how many people actually click through. So thanks for listening to the podcast today. Thanks for watching on Facebook Live. You're watching this on YouTube. I do appreciate that too. Find a little Wi-Fi here in the Raytown offices. Can't wait till we get downtown so we're able to go live today from the office. As you can see, the boxes are getting packed in the background, getting ready for the big move. I believe it's going to be like the end of next week. So end of next week. Yeah, I think I said that twice. But thanks a lot. Thanks for listening. By the way, if you want more information on what we do here at AutoAlert to help car dealerships out with their social media marketing and be able to provide that click-through rate, and also some really, really cool stuff besides the data mining stuff that we do is superbly just amazing. You can get a hold of me, send me a message, send me a comment, whatever it is. It's joey.little@autoalert.com. Also, you can hit me on Twitter, Social Little Man, all over the place. And remember, if you need any kind of assistance or any kind of more pump up or more best practices, you can reach out to me anytime. I'm probably the easiest person to get a hold of online. So Joey Little, Social Little Man here, out of here. Thanks to all of you for joining. Make sure you have a great day, and always keep smiling.